Hey, hey. All right, y'all, don't judge me. Hold on. Your girl is trying to get right. All right, don't judge me. Okay? You know, as the church say, come as you are. You're going to come as you are in my channel. Okay? Let me get this bonnet off and we going to get to talking about the mess. We going to start shooting the shits. Okay? All right, y'all. Also, too, I'm gonna need help with figuring out my new hairstyle. It's about time. I'm thinking about probably take this out probably like in another week or so. But y'all gonna have to help me with my next hairstyle. What it's gonna be. I know it might have came a little late, but it's okay, y'all. All right, your girl's here. Let me fix you so it's not like super. I feel like. Hold on, y'all. Trying to fix you up here. Is that better? I feel like that's better. Okay. Dial you in here. So your girl G here. All right. We are going to talk about a lot of stuff. Made it home, fixed me a little drinky poo. Okay. I'm gonna have to tell you about something. My mama found, hey Kevin. My mama brought home some bottle of a new Paul Mason. Okay, for those of you who know about that Paul Masson, y'all, they got a new liquor. Okay, it's called Paul Masson Ice. All right. Here in a second, I'm gonna pull it out, but I just wanted to hurry up and get on live and everything. So because I didn't want to be super late this time. I didn't want to be behind. You know, I ain't trying to be on CPT time. Y'all get on me now. But for those of y'all who saw the thumbnail, you see that we have a lot to talk about. We got Diddy, we got DDG, we got Chris Brown. Point blank period, all the niggas acting out. Point blank period, all of the niggas is acting out. Okay. And this week, if it really did anything, it proved how a lot of men need to be locked up, jail. Okay. Lock it's up. Lock it's up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Okay. It's a plenty of you that need to go to jail. So I am going to go ahead and pull up some of the stuff that I saved. I really need to figure out who I want to talk about first. And you know what the irony and the funny part is the Chris Brown situation. I'm gonna go ahead and knock him first because he's really kind of like the shortest story, whatever. Chris Brown, you're dumbass. Okay, you decide you are gonna go back to the exact place in which the crime was committed. That's how you know like your ego is just so inflated for you to think that like I can go back and ain't nothing in the fact that you were all team Tory Lanez when this whole Meg the Stallion and her getting pow in the foot, you was all free Tory Lanez as most of the men were, and now here you are getting locked up. They won't let you out, okay, because they denied his bail. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to pulling it up. Let's see. He locked up. They won't let him out. No, they won't let him out. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Update. Okay. This right here. This exactly right here. Goes out there and just had to say free Tory. Gets arrested the very next day. Hilarious. And it was. Okay, so here we go. This from It's On Site. Okay. Chris Brown has been remanded in custody by a UK court following his charges of grievous bodily harm with intent. The charges stem from an alleged incident in February of 2023 at London's Tate nightclub, where Brown is accused of assaulting music producer with a bottle, followed by further physical assault. Prosecutors described that the act was an unprovoked attack with a weapon in a nightclub full of people, emphasizing the severity of the offense. Due to the serious nature of the charges, bail was denied, and Brown is scheduled to appear next court in June 13th. Y'all know how June 13th from now, they denied his bail. And you know the craziest part is him getting denied bail. He I mean, yes, like I don't want to say like throwing a bottle at somebody is like, you know, not it like is something to be passed on. But as far as the things that people have been granted bail on, they've definitely been granted bail on a lot worse things than, you know, throwing a bottle at somebody. But what I do think is they definitely denied his bail simply for the fact of we ain't trying to let you, you know, think that you finna run out. Okay, one. And two, you've already proved that like you feel like you're above the law because you thought that you was going to come back to our country after knowing that you had this case going on here and think that wasn't nothing to happen to you. Oh no. Okay. So go ahead, sit your ass in jail and think about all the stuff that's going on in your life. When I tell you this picture they got of him, eyes looking black and glossy. Just what's that word? You just sometimes you just be thinking to yourself and just be like, niggas. Like y'all just don't learn. Like it's just, why is it so hard for y'all to act like y'all got some goddamn common sense? And just in this essence of like, now going forward, is this gonna be a situation of like, is homie going like, what is this case necessarily going to be? But also too, goddamn, he's supposed to be performing. That's how he was in the UK, was because he had a tour going on. It said right here, it was called the Breezy Bowl Tour, which was set to commence in Amsterdam on June 8th. Well, shit, that ain't finna happen because he's in jail till June 13th. So I feel like they definitely was being, you know, facetious with locking his ass up. But you know what? I don't care. A lot of the times we sit here and like are constantly thinking about the ways of like things should be right. And it's not okay for people to be done wrong. I don't want to say be done wrong, but there's just some people who need to learn their lesson. And Chris Brown is one of them, point blank, period. So speaking of another person who, you know, needs to learn their lesson, you know what? Y'all, I just was getting ready to scroll to talk about DDG. Y'all remember that white lady Shiloh Hendrix that called the black boy the N-word, and they literally raised $700,000 for her. So now right here it's saying that the co-founder of the site Gibson Go is defending his platform's decision to allow Shiloh Hendrix fundraiser to remain active, even as donations have exceeded $750,000. Wow. Now, I definitely want to give a shout out to the black woman. Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard the story of the black lady who literally, she, you know, does all the what is it called? Where you look at what the is it called? When you look at all the patterns and of the bots and of the stuff, a coder, that's what it was. She's a coder. And so she was able to find that, you know, which people are, you know, responsible for, you know, relinquishing the funds. And she was like, we're going to call them out because this is a racial, you know, incident. And so the fact that the owner of this white who says Wells also pointed to his Christian values, saying both Hendrix and the teen's family are going through dark moments, and the site's mission is to share the hope of Jesus in these dark moments. If you don't shut your chest up before we get to talking about you, what you not finna do is use the Lord, because how did I get in it? The Lord is not sitting here trying to be there for a woman in her dark moments after she literally called a black boy the N-word and clearly is racist. And then the funds that she got were clearly by people who have no good intentions. I swear, you white people just show y'all hands literally every single time. But let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. I said I was going to talk about DDG. Because he another one that need to learn his lesson. It's on site. Let me see if it's on maybe Neighborhood Talk. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, here we go. Because you know there was multiple parts. There was hey. Everybody coming in, joining the chat. The Lord and his son said, keep them out of the group chat. Exactly. Ain't nobody talk. Like, he ain't got nothing to do with this. And the fact that it is a Christian GoFundMe or a Christian version of GoFundMe is bananas. So let's go ahead and move on to another man who needs accountability. Actually, because I was talking about Chris Brown and him talking about free Tory Lanez, let's go ahead and knock out Tory Lanez simply for the fact that, sir, it's like the fact that they keep bringing this up. I'm exhausted. I know we all are exhausted because this man did it. He did it. And you know how we know he did it? Because he didn't say he didn't. Like, this whole time, this man who was on probation, a man that's already on papers, like deepest, this man is already on paper, which meaning he can't get in no trouble, is found to possibly have a woman and then doesn't snitch on it and then doesn't say he didn't do it, Your Honor, because when you on probation and you violate your stuff, they give you like double the time, which is why your behind got 10 years. So the fact that in none of this instance, he wasn't screaming, Kelsey did it, Kelsey did it, Kelsey did it. Like, what? But the problem was him and Kelsey thought they was finna finagle with each other and get both of them off. They thought they was finna outsmart the system because Kelsey, you get immunity, and from the very first instance of your first when they first sat her down after the incident, her first admission was the fact that he did it. But then you get to the stand and recant because you got immunity. Like, it's for people who have critical thinking skills can see this for what it is. Point blank, period. So here it is. We hear that Tory Lanez has unfortunately got shanked a little bit. Okay, just point blank, period. He got shanked, and here it is. One of his lawyers, I guess, trying to come forward, his legal team argues that he was convicted despite overwhelming evidence of prosecutorial misconduct. No DNA was on the firearm magazine, and key eyewitnesses ignored. Who was ignored? What do you mean? Who was ignored? It literally was 4 people in the car: the driver, Kelsey, Megan, and Tory Lanez, all short ass. The driver went MIA, so now all of a sudden they trying to say that he is coming forward for the sake of like, oh, I don't want to, I can't live with myself knowing that somebody who's innocent, is in jail dealing with this. Shut up. No, because if you really felt about, I don't want an innocent man to go to jail, you would have been up on the stand. You would have been talking, okay? And so for the fact that you were gone is given somebody is paying him to come back and say something. Like, I'm so annoyed because, like, I'm allergic to stupid. Y'all, like, I really am allergic to stupid. Because the way everybody bends themselves, or not everybody, but the way a few of y'all bend yourself in a pretzel to try to say that Tory isn't the one that did it, because there's only 3 people. 3 people. Kelsey, Megan, and Tory. Kelsey didn't shoot her. Megan didn't shoot her damn self in the foot. So that eliminates her. So then we're left with Kelsey and Tory. But we do know, y'all talk about, oh, we don't know this, we don't know, but let's talk about the shit that we do know. What we do know is Tory was over there on the internet taunting Megan with music videos, had horse, hot girl summer sale, made music videos with horse legs on it. Okay. What we do know is homie was on the phone call talking about, tell her I'm so sorry. I know she may never forgive me. Tell her I'm so sorry. You know, I was just so effed up. I didn't mean for it to go this way. If you ain't do shit, what the you apologizing for, Tory? If Kelsey was the one to do it, what are you apologizing for? Period. That's what we do know. What we do know is Kelsey admitted to being offered money. She was offered some money, okay? Hush money. What we do know is Tory had umpteenth amount of time for his lawyers to come up with a defense. And in none of the defense did you even get up on the stand to defend yourself. So if you didn't do it, you wouldn't have no problem getting up on the stand to defend yourself. So what we do know is you didn't even defend yourself. You want everybody else to defend you, but you didn't even defend yourself. And you know why you didn't defend yourself, Tory? It's because you did it. It's because you did it. This plan that him and Kelsey were trying to concoct with each other of like her getting immunity and then recanting and feel like obviously she can't be tried because she has immunity, like it backfired. And then at that, you know, you were already going to go to jail just off GP for the fact of you weren't even supposed to be around a firearm. Did not to mention the firearm was illegal. So you already was just going to jail off GP, Tory. Like, the people who wanted to play dumb in this situation is really just unfortunate. And then they justify it with the fact that Megan lied about hooking up with him. First of all, I would lie about hooking up with that little miniature motherfucker too. Who wants to admit that they hooked up with the very person that blickied them? Okay? Who would want to admit to the world that they hooked up with the dude that 2 weeks later decided to pop a cap in their foot? And then it's, oh, she wasn't shot. But then we get obviously we get the medical records showing that, yes, she was. We see the video of her limping. Then it's, oh, she lied. You know, she lied about sleeping with him. She lied about being shot. Hello. Despite the fact that this man popped a cap on her foot, she actually was trying to lie on his behalf and not get everybody, you know, blowed up. Because the minute a cop hears that in a car full of 3 black people, in particular a black man, and there's a firearm anywhere in reach, she knew all of that would have went up in smoke. So she actually was defending the very man who did her dirty. But y'all just want to focus on the quote unquote lie aspect of it. And I know Megan has got to be so exhausted by now because it's like, ugh, Tory, you didn't even get on stand and defend yourself. You didn't even get on stand and defend yourself. If you didn't do it, you would have no problem going up on the stand and saying, I didn't do it, Your Honor, it was Kelsey. Because there's only 2 people. It's either Tory or Kelsey. Last time I checked, Kelsey went on, oh my God, you know, apologizing and saying, I can't believe this happened. Matter of fact, she sent a text message saying, help, oh my God, Tory, pew, pew, Megan. Like, come on, y'all. Like, that's why I get so pissed off when things are just so literally blatantly obvious. And then you watch people like play mental gymnastics. It literally blows me, okay? I get so fucking annoyed. So now it's just like, why are y'all trying to ignore the obvious of that? Like, potentially a woman got hurt, a black woman got hurt. And you know the funny part is is men are constantly talking about, you know, women getting hurt and how come they never say nothing when it happens and you should have told. And here it is, Megan told. Here it is, Megan told. Y'all wonder why don't nobody say nothing, but the minute a woman has the audacity to talk about her mistreatment, oh my God, she gets beat down and stoned to death. You know, it's just really, it was really just tragic. And I think a lot of it too had to do with the fact that the men, they resent the fact that Megan is out there shaking ass and looking good and knowing that they could never have her. Slim Thug with your old creepy ass. Slim Thug still to this day trying to go after Megan. And she said she didn't want you, babe. Okay. And here you go on live the next day. She called me, babe. She want me. I'm gonna play the long game. I'm gonna play the long game. Nigga, you don't want Megan. You just want to fuck. Okay. And we know that. Women are figuring out to know that because men have quite literally told women. I think what's happening is men are baffled that women are actually listening to them. Like, women are listening to what y'all told them to do. Like, y'all told women pick better, choose better, okay, have higher standards, and women are doing that. And now it's like, y'all upset? Y'all mad? Wait a minute. But then a lot of y'all realize, oh, snap, if all of them have a standard, where the f do I fit in this? You're not supposed to, babe. You either get with the program or become extinct. It's that simple. So, after Tory Lanez, let's get into the Halle and DDG of it all. So, first things first, wait a minute.
Situation where a woman is just whooping the man. Halle was beating up like this. I'm talking about swinging on this. I'm talking about piecing this. Ha, 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 ha. Feel me? So, are you just gonna sit there and just
Sorry, y'all. I had to pause because in the process of looking for the Halle and DDG, his friend, rapper loosely, Baby Rich, DDG's best friend, says he's seen the couple get into it before and claims Halle Bailey's bruises weren't from DD, but from DDG trying to restrain her during a fight. So since DDG can't speak, you know, because in the court orders, he can't speak about Halle, he can't speak about Halo, okay? So now the friend wants to now come out and say that he's seen them get into it and basically Halle was piecing his ass up. And so as a man, you know, what you're supposed to do is just take it or restrain. Now, when you have relationships like this where somebody is putting hands on you, there comes a time as a woman where you just start to fight back, right? And in those moments where a woman is starting to fight back, why is it always paying attention to the reaction? Because Halle said that he put his hands on her also before she gave birth to Halo. So that definitely was news to me. Obviously, because the main thing that came out was obviously the her tooth getting chipped and things like that. But let's see. She seeks sole custody. She gets sole legal custody. She's asking the court to prevent him from talking about Halo, taking him outside of Los Angeles, and wants formal order to stop potential child abduction, because you know the men will grab a child and run, baby. They will take a child and run, okay? So on site doesn't really have no, come on, Miss Tia Kim. No.
DDG. DDG. What the fuck going on?
No, y'all, Miss Tia Kim. Tia. Tia. Tia Kim says in a new clip, says she doesn't agree with Halle filing a restraining order, claiming that women aren't always innocent. She even used herself as an example, saying, I stomped my baby daddy in the stomach and took off running. Bitch, that's you, Tia. Like, that's you. And yes, in this situation, all women ain't innocent, but at the point in which this clearly is a mutually, destructive relationship, and we both are putting hands on each other, it doesn't matter at that point because he still is laying hands on her. Like, and if there's ever a point in which she starts laying hands on him as a reaction to him laying hands on her, like, that's not the same. You stopping a man in the stomach and taking off running, like, what? Tia, because we know your ass is crazy. Like, we know you crazy. So, like, that's something totally different. I'm really shocked to see that that's what Miss Tia Kim had to say. What? And then DDG want to sit there and god dang act slow. Want to sit there and act slow. I mean, I don't know how to. I don't even know how this happened. Like what? Like what? And then his friend Aiden Ross, man, yo, F that. This man is a father. He take care of so many people in his life. Y'all need to stop the fake narrative. Like, judges don't just grant restraining orders willy-nilly, okay? You got to come with the proof. You got to come with the receipts, okay? Receipts, okay? Shout out to Mariah Hook. Do I need to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts? Okay. A judge isn't just granting that, And so here also too, I am looking at, I'm just going through, it's on site, and people are trying to, I guess, obviously poke holes in her story because, that's what the internet does. They want to always try to they always want to try and say women are deserving of what they go through and it's your fault because you picked him. And that's the problem. The problem right now with society is that women keep picking the wrong men. So let me get off the it's on site. Oh Lord. Krishan goes off on her fans to express disappointment at her going back to Blueface and adding Porter in her IG. Y'all praising me because I'm the cool. Oh Lord, Krishan, Polo Tink Tink. Let's go to the shade room. Let's go to the shade room. Let's see where they got DDG at. Obviously, the first. Man, look what? Tell me why I'm scrolling down the shade room and Soldier Boy got the nerves to sit here and tweet you a bitch nigga for putting your hands on Halle. And he tags DDG, if I catch you, I'ma beat the fuck out of you. Sir, Soldier Boy, Mr. Soldier, what we not finna do is act like you ain't got allegations and proof about you putting hands on women. So what you not finna do is try to act like you doing something by calling out DDG. You niggas both Both of them got a history of laying hands on women. Like, you not gonna fake for Twitter like you saying something. Talk about, oh, he basically he a nigga for putting his hands on Halle. Like, Soldier Boy, you really don't got a leg to stand on in this situation, like, at all. Like, that really is just audacity. So let me go back to trying to find the original report for Halle, or see if they even got the text messages, because she even posted text messages of what she sent to the mama. And the mama basically was like, we ain't gonna, you don't have to worry about it. Like, because she was basically trying to get like a time of, hey, when do you want to pick him up, or when do you want me to see him? Like, I'm getting back this day. And, ask him. She basically, because they don't talk to each other. They talk through the mama. And the mama got back to her and quite literally was like, oh, we gonna wait. Like, he said he gonna wait. Oh, wow. I thought you said you can't get your son. I thought you said that you being kept away from your son. But when you get the opportunity to get him, when she's quite literally asking, now all of a sudden is you don't want him, right? You don't want him on your time. You want to be difficult. That's what that is. Now he posting, I'm chilling, by the way. I have no worries. Streaming later on, no days off. Sir, shut up. She's posted pictures. She got proof of the bruises. Let's see. DDG mothers seemingly responds to reports. Do they have the text message here on the Shade Room? And then everybody's like trying to say that she was cheating with Brent Fayez, because that time a while back when she was in the studio and she was working on music and he lost his ever-loving mind. Everybody ever since has been basically trying to allude that she was cheating on him, as part of the relationship, which we all know that's just, niggas always just want to say some stupid shit to justify how they treat people. But okay, so it's not on the Shade Room. Let me see if it's on the Neighborhood Talk. But long story short, it really is just the grand scheme of things of like him. You have the opportunity that you want to be controlling about how you do it, because he said it on his live though. He's like, I want to be, I want to be a dad when I want to be, I want to be able to have him when I want him. And you just can't do that because you and Halle aren't together. So because y'all aren't together, you're going to have to get him on a schedule. But see, that's the thing. Even though men want to talk about having their babies, they don't truly want to have them if it means being on a schedule, because then that means I need to adhere to rules. And narcissists don't like rules. Like, that's just point. They don't like rules. So it would behoove a lot of men to actually put themselves on child support, to actually put themselves in a custodial agreement of, meeting this time and having, because then there's proof and there's a paper trail of the things that you're willing to do to being involved father. But the thing is, the minute courts get involved, men automatically take it as an attack. A woman, oh, she trying to attack me, take my child from me. All this BS would actually, I'm just trying to copacetically co-parent. Is that so hard to do? Like, is it really that's so hard to do? Okay, so it's not on the Neighborhood, the Shade Room. Let's see. Shout out to Erica De Niro. I just passed her page. Y'all shout out to Diva. Shout out to Erica De Niro over there smoking her blunt and dancing. Can't go wrong with that. Let's see. That's a Shade Room. All right, let me go to the neighborhood talk, see if it's on the neighborhood talk. Because if not, we'll move on to the last thing, which is, of course, you know, the Diddy trial. Let's see. I don't think I see any. Okay. No, no, no. Damn, it's so much goddamn. So much damn Diddy stuff on here. Just so much Diddy stuff. This is going to be so exhausting at that. Like, is and we just started. That's why it's like, god dang. We just starting on the court case. Okay, hold on, y'all. Is this it? No, that's an Aiden Ross video. Okay, is this it? Let me see. Okay. So in some text messages that Halle, what do you say? He said, babies were having babies and babies need to be put on schedules. Adult parents understand the importance of those, but truthfully, neither met each other as much. They didn't meet each other as adults at all. And the other was called a playhouse. Exactly, over there playing house. And here's the truth, T. When we first got together, it was like all cute, you know, young love, but then the red flags, bitch, they started waving. Okay, them hoes started waving. It started with the, you know, she became a little mermaid, and then he made that song talking about sometimes I dream about, you know, just texting, just tweeting to ruin it. Now, wait a minute, sir. That doesn't sound like a supportive partner. And it's like those little instances, because they're so small, you know, sometimes women will overlook them small flags. But then when you get out of a relationship and start thinking back, like, oh shit, like I should have let them small things, you know, fly, is then where it starts snowballing into bigger shit. And then where you eventually get to the point of them feeling like I can put my hands on her. Y'all know I literally just, y'all know those like, am I the asshole, you know, clips or whatever. I just watched one where the woman actually for her husband's birthday was taken into a restaurant that he had been dying to go to. They were coming down the stairs and he literally lifts her up over the stairs and jokingly says, say goodbye. And he lifts her up and like hangs her over the stair edgeway for like a few seconds. And then she, of course, screams, thinks she's about to lose her life. And he brings her back down talking about, oh, I'm just joking. What? If you don't get the fuck off of me, and then she's like having to come and ask, am I the asshole? Because he's gaslighting her into being like, well, you ruined the night. You know, we should have went to dinner, because she's like, I'm going home. Either you can come home with me or not, because like I done lost my appetite. How dare you hang me over stairs talking about say goodbye and then think that that's supposed to be a joke? Get the fuck out of here. And everybody in the comments is like, that man ain't joking. Like, what about that seems like a joke? What about hanging somebody over a balcony, over flight of stairs, and then the words say goodbye? Ma'am, run and fast. Like literally run, Forrest, run. Say goodbye. And then she said his apology was, well, I'm sorry you that was how you reacted. No, 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 sir. The fact that you thought in your mind putting my life at risk was funny lets me know just how little of my life you think like is important. So this is where I exit stage left, Bookie Boo. But okay, so yeah, on the last part I'm gonna read about DDG, she has text messages, and basically he was blowing her up, feeling insecure about you know, who they are, feeling insecure about him, you know, her working with other niggas. And this right here, I've left for less because when people show you Maya Angelou, when people show who they are, believe them. Point blank, period. So here it is. It says 4 days later, DDG came to her home again, but she refused to let Halo leave because he was sick. We all remember when they had RSV. And so he smashed her Ring camera, ran off with her phone, drove away, and threw it out the car window, talking about "Go get it, bitch." See, that's that shit right there. Can you talk on Rich Homie Quan, baby mom, Amber threatening? Well, this is news to me. I'm gonna have to go look at that. I hate Thug. I'm gonna get back to you, Crystal. I have heard nothing about that, so I'm gonna have to maybe come to you with another video about that because I heard nothing about that. But back to you, Crystal. I didn't see that on social media, but I wouldn't play around like that either. That's a problem in the culture. People playing jokes on each other, and as I've seen on like yes, like this was it was a YouTube clip. It was a YouTube clip. Short or whatever, and yeah, it was like one of those I am my asshole things. But it's he did also as well allegedly broke into her home, took a picture of the bed, laying in it, talking about I see what you've been on. Sir, you're crazy. You broke into my home, talking about laying in my bed. Oh, I see what you on. Nigga, you ain't seeing nothing that I'm on because you're not even supposed to be here. Nobody's supposed to be here. Okay? Nobody's supposed to be here. Period. So, y'all, let me go ahead and get to the last little bit, okay? Because I don't want this video to be super duper long. Let's go ahead and get into I was it man her other critics, but not Young Thug, you know, who evil to Quan. I hate Thug situation. I'll have to come back to you on that one. So y'all, let's get into Diddy. Y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I am mentally and emotionally exhausted with this Diddy case. Because it's just so much. It is just so much of what Cassie. Wait a minute. Boosie just post what Boosie, you ain't got, you know what? Hold on, y'all. I told y'all I was finna show y'all we gonna drink. Let me get this bottle out because I'm already over it. So for those of you who were at the beginning of my video when I told y'all my mom came home from a work event and you know, my mama's friends, you know, they like to drink. Okay, so allegedly Paul Masson got a new drink, y'all. So Paul Masson Ice. Let me see if y'all can see this. Paul Masson Ice. I took a little sippy sip yesterday, okay? But I ain't really, you know, savory because it was in a mixed drink. So we about to drink this whole, you know, am I gonna be ghetto just drinking straight from the bottle? Am I? We fam here. We all fam, okay? Now, straight off the nose, it's giving real lemonade. It's giving lemonade. But there's like a hint of mint to it. She said, no, I can't watch it. You tell her, should I act a little more? Should I? I'm at home, Crystal. It's what I say, I'm at home. Why you judging me like that? I can't. I'm at home. Hell, you know, let me leave. Okay, let me not be. I don't even got my cup around me. That's the only thing, Crystal, is like my cup, it's got Sprite in it. I would taste it by itself, okay? So you just gonna have to watch, Crystal. Okay, I mean, y'all act like you ain't lived your life taking something straight to the head from the bottle. Okay, it's not a lot in here though. All right, so we gonna taste it straight by itself. Now wait a minute. It's given, like I said, lemonade with a hint of spearmint, but in a good way. Like the mint is an aftertaste, right? Woo! All right. I just needed a little shot before we got into this Diddy mess because the Diddy mess is already gonna send me through the roof. So let me just take one last little. Ooh, y'all, this shit is stressing me out. Okay, so y'all judge me if you want to. Okay, judge your mammy. All right. Woo. Only reason I drank it straight from the head because I ain't got no cup on me. Okay, that's the only reason why I took the cup. I took the cup to the kitchen and I ain't walking to the kitchen to come back. All right. Sorry, y'all. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. If y'all gonna be on my channel, y'all gonna have to see me in all forms. Okay. Okay. So now I got them 2 shots up off my chest so I can handle this Diddy case because it's too much, y'all. It's too much. It's too much. And then back to Boozy. Boozy says in all caps, I don't see no crimes committed in this case. Fire emoji. This in no way is a RICO charge. You shouldn't be sent to jail for being a freak. This is a case of 2 freaks in a relationship having ups and downs. Anyone who thinks he should be given a life sentence is sick. The government never arrested Hugh Hefner for his freak-offs and 18-year-old girls living with him and drug him. Only thing I see is a domestic violence charge. Boozy. I love how the men always they wanted to condense it into, oh, they just freaks. You can't go to jail for being a freak. So that means you're ignoring all the other stuff that came with those freak offs. You're ignoring the main one component that came with the freak off that's necessary to not make this shit illegal. Consent. Consent. Do y'all know what that word is? Consent. Yeah. Yeah. That I think I'll forget about that part. So Hugh Hefner ain't got shit to do with nothing. And something that you men is really finna stop doing is every time in Milka, it's time for him to get on the stand. You know, you want to always start bringing up the white folks. We're just not gonna keep doing that, because if the Black community is ever going to get better, we're gonna have to start with calling out the main problems. And the main problem is a lot of these old ass niggas sitting here waiting for the clock to strike 12 for these girls to turn 18 and creeping in the bushes, waiting to pounce on them just so they can go to jail. Point blank, period. And this is one of the things that that was very telling of how the manipulation was. And you said when getting a Lifetime Achievement Award at the BET Awards, he rubbed his eye while talking about Kim. Rubbing his eye talking about Kim wasn't a thing for me. It was the fact that he was like, and Cassie for being there with me in the dark times. And he looked straight in the camera talking about love. You were taunting her. You were taunting her. Because what are you talking about being with me in the dark times? What about her dark times? Huh? What about her dark times, Diddy? That just So let me pull up, let me see. I'll just read just a few of the transcripts because I can't read all of them, y'all. It's just too much. So here goes one of the things, of course, that they're trying to pull out and why this was a consensual, they just 2 freak offs, 2 freaky motherfuckers, basically. So it says on this, it says, Mr. Crow, this was his lawyer talking to Cassie. Mr. Collins wrote to you, I want to freak out right now. And you wrote that you wanted to too. wanted it too. And she replied, LOL, me too. Ventura replies, I texted more than that. And the lawyer goes, but did you text that to him? Mr. Combs wrote to you, Jules is available if you are into it. Combs Gustavo, basically the lawyer, says, you could have said yes or no, and you said love you. Ventura replies, there was no yes or no. Lawyer, bring up B420 on page 2, which it says, Mr. Combs wrote, do I have permission to set up freaky fun? You wrote ovulation. Ventura, yes. Ovulation's given, period, okay? Because she admitted that they were, often doing these freak offs while she was on her cycle. A lot of the times in these situations, it's about manipulating the woman into thinking this is something that she wants to do. She's doing it. She's nodding her head yes, right? But there comes a point in time where you're in a mental, psychological situation where what's going on in your mind and what you feel like deep down right in here, everybody has had that feeling of knowing deep down, like, this don't feel right. This don't feel right, but your mind, it's processing in a way of like survival, right? And a lot of what was survival for Cassie was simply saying yes. And a lot of men don't know what that feels like because they've never been a woman. They've never been a woman and actually had to consider in a situation, if this man attacks me, don't fight back. Just let him do it, because if I fight back, it may make it worse. It may piss him off. The idea of just sitting there and letting somebody assault you, because that's easier than putting up a fight and potentially being unalived. Men will never understand that feeling as a woman. And so here it is. You got Cassie, who's been around since she's 19 years old, who's seen this man lay hands on other men, discard other men, do dangerous shit to other men. And here she is as a young girl, 19 years old, and y'all are sitting here questioning her why she never left. Then when you ask the question why she never left, we quite literally see the video of what happens when she tries to. That girl tried to run for her life at that hotel room, and she got fucking donkey kicked to the head. Y'all saw what happened to her when she tried to leave. But, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? For all the men who want to ask that question, I need y'all to start having critical thinking skills, because it's more than just about the physical of it all. There's nothing logical about staying with a man who whoops your ass. That is only an emotional hold that can be done to like that can cause something like that, right? And that's what men do when they want women in these tumultuous, DV toxic relationships. It's simply about playing on your emotions, right? So you take a young girl, you have her enamored with you, falling in love with you, then you get her hooked on drugs. So then now she's not only addicted to trying to appease you, she's addicted to the drugs that come with you. Like, this man was a straight up pimp. He was pimping her out. She had UTIs that antibiotics couldn't even get rid of. Like, y'all, I literally just got rid of the goddamn UTI. What was that, 2-3 months ago? And bitch, that bitch was burning, okay? That bitch was burning, all right? So I could only imagine having a UTI, being on your cycle, and then constantly getting penetrated while having drugs pumped into your system via pills and baby oil. No wonder this girl was saying, like, I wanted to end it all. Like, there really is just a lack of empathy of when women stay in DV situations from men. And a lot of it comes from the fact that they want women to suffer. They get off on watching women suffer, on watching women denigrate themselves for the sake of being with a man, i.e., which is why a lot of times men like Diddy do the shit that they do to women. Like, I'm purposely trying to devalue you. I'm purposely trying to denigrate you. I'm purposely trying to make you feel less than, because that makes me feel better. And not only that, I resent the fact that you are a good-looking woman that other men want. I resent the fact that in this current society, a good-looking woman can always walk in a room and get better attention or get further than most men. But that's not the woman's fault that y'all decided that the value of the woman is in her beauty and in her sex. Y'all decided that. You men decided that that was a woman's value, which is why the term sex sells is even a thing. Y'all created that system. That's the reason why OnlyFans is a goddamn multi-million-dollar industry, because you nasty ass niggas want to jack off in the basement to women that you hate. Quite literally call whores on a daily, but God forbid OnlyFans shut down, you're going to be ready to end it all for yourself. So, like, there's like a madness that men have where they really are truly disgusted with themselves in true honesty. Because for those who know what I'm about to say, there are even men out there, when a woman gets done going down on him, if she goes up to try to kiss him, he won't do it. How you not kissing a woman who just sucked your dick? Like, that's your dick. Like, and so many women talk about, like, he would not kiss me after I went down on him. You can't even accept yourself. Like, that, you can't even take a woman looking at you or coming to you with your own bodily fluids because they're just simply disgusted with men and how they operate and are ashamed of how they operate a lot of the times, particular men, and they're disgusted with the fact that they ain't got no dick discipline, point blank period. You mad at women that y'all can't control yourselves. Dick ruining all y'all's empires. Ask Shannon Sharp. Oh, it's just pussy. Oh, it's just pussy. Oh, really? Ask Shannon Sharp. It's just coochie, right? Ask Offset. It's just coochie. Y'all will ruin everything for some coochie. Ask Neil Long's husband, ex-husband, lost his career for some coochie. Ask what's that? The Holmes, it was his name, TJ or whatever. The two news sportscasters or whatever blew up his career for some coochie. So, like, let's stop it. But going forward, it's finna get real dicey because now we getting people called to the stand that's been waiting to snitch on this nigga Diddy, okay? Allegedly now, y'all, Miss Aubrey O'Day. Miss Aubrey O'Day, okay? She finna come to the stage and get the swinging, okay? She's finna me, uppercut that ass, okay? She is ready to get on Diddy's ass. She been waiting, and I'm here for every minute of it, okay? She's been waiting for the day that she could sound the alarm, okay? In words of Beyonce, ring the alarm. I've been through this so long, bitch. I'll be damned if I see another for your arm, okay? Yeah, Aubrey been waiting to ring the alarm in this motherfucker, okay? But yeah, it's just really unfortunate that Cassie is now gonna, literally be, her story's gonna be ripped to shreds, and everybody's gonna try to prove like you wanted it. But a huge part about domestic relationships, and one last thing too, I'm gonna end on. A huge part about domestic relationships is a woman staying in one should not have the same weight or accountability of a man committing the crimes, right? You're saying it is just as bad that the woman stayed in a abusive relationship that it is that the man abusing her. They're not the same, nor is the weight of them the same. Somebody staying in a relationship because they're so low, they don't value themselves, they believe they deserve it, because at some point there are some women who stay in relationships because they believe they deserve it. Or hell, our upbringing, shocker, because how we're raised determines how we pick partners, right? So we don't know Cassie's childhood, but nonetheless, all of that played into the fact that she stayed with this man, right? And that he literally had the whole industry that he could have blackballed her from, because That's what she originally wanted from the get-go, was to be in the industry. But somebody doing somebody bad, i.e., taking advantage of somebody, doing somebody dirty, laying hands on somebody because you know they'll take it from you. It like the way that y'all feel like that's the same as a woman being so mentally effed up that she accepts bad behavior is not the same as somebody doing the bad behavior because they know the person that they're doing it to will accept it. That is not the same. It's not. And I really hate that there's a lot of men who are trying to equate those things, which is the reason why none of y'all deserve daughters. Half of y'all who are saying these things be the one with daughters, and it's so tragic. That girl was 19. A part of staying in these relationships is about the indoctrination. Hello, religion, Scientology, anybody? You know, women are quite literally taught that if you got assaulted by the pastor, what were you doing to tempt him? And they're telling girls 12, 13, 14. At 12, 13, and 14, what were you doing to tempt the pastor to assault you? It's your fault because you walk around here tempting him. But then if you get assaulted, now you're dirty and can't get into heaven. And so now it's your job to constantly prove to the pastor who assaulted you of why you're worthy. You see how mentally effed up that is? And to be 12, 13, 14 and going through something like that. And then you'll go through that at that age or formative years and then grow up and get in a bad relationship. And the same men who tell you, oh, choose, pick better, are literally degrading you for choosing based upon your experiences. Not to mention a lot of women, if we're choosing based on what our fathers are. And a lot of you ain't shit daddies. And a lot of you ain't shit examples of what it is to be a good partner. But then expect the daughter to go out there and pick good men. It doesn't work that way, niggas. It don't work that way. Zonique was supposed to go out there and pick a good man, Savannah, but her daddy's T.I. Make that make sense. Which is why we see what Zonique was in, the relationship that she had. We saw live when he was literally talking to her crazy or like saying stuff that was like, oh, damn, I ain't really want to, be here like that. I never would have stayed, essentially. Like, women are supposed to go out there and pick good men when they daddies ain't shit. Make that make sense. Gia, DJ Envy, you got like, what, $2, $3? But they supposed to go out there and pick a good man, Savannah. Boozy, you got daughters, but they supposed to go out there and pick a good man, Savannah. Right? Chris Brown, you got a daughter, but she's going to be expected to go out there and pick a good man, Savannah. Diddy's daughters, after being in court, listening to everything that they daddy did, right, are now going to go in the future, pick the wrong man, because by proxy, that's what you do, unfortunately, of what you're conditioned and indoctrinated to do. These girls are now going to date and now be susceptible because all the things that they now see that their dad was into or whatever. And there's like a subconscious part of them that's going to develop. Like, why was my dad into shit like that? What was it that like he was so, why did he need those things? Like, those are going to be the things that are run through these girls' mind. And then when a man comes to them and starts trying to do stuff with them, they're going to feel like they have to do it. Because if you think at no point in those daughters being their Diddy's child, that he wasn't emotionally blackmailing them to do what he wanted or being abrasive or loud with them, you've got another freaking thing coming. But we're going to watch them go out and go get in a bad relationship and say, but you should have picked better, right? And then it's like, oh, well, who's your example of what you're picking on? And then we insert a picture of Diddy. What the fuck? That's not how that work, y'all. So yeah, that is it, y'all. This live went a little longer than I expected it to. But tomorrow I'm gonna go and damn, I need to go pick up some herbs, some herbaceous herbs, so I can get a little elevated and mix me a quick little drinky drink. So everybody who was in the comments, I appreciate you for tuning in. Y'all drop that in the comments. You know, make sure to like this video, you guys. Like the video. Does your girl wonder? Yeah, y'all just drop down in the comments. Tell me what you feel about everything. And oh shoot, here go my laptop getting ready to die. Look, right on time, y'all. My laptop's here getting ready to die. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, y'all. Like I said, drop down in the comments, like this video, share, and all that good shit. And I will say y'all later. Deuces.